Hi, Clint Carter with DealStory. And if you're an investor or you work for an investor, you know we have three things that we need to do. We need to create volume through consistency and accountability. We need to know if a deal pencils really quickly, and we need to be able to move from a lead to an LOI without getting stuck in analysis paralysis like through underwriting. DealStory was created to solve these three problems as well as several others. And today we're just going to talk about those three problems. Let me take you in and show you really quick. I'm going to log in. And the first thing you're going to see is the accountability. So right away what you see is we have a dashboard that are showing the KPIs that you have set up for yourself. In these KPIs, I'm not doing too good. I have 1 of 21 leads. So I'm trying to hit 21 leads a week because I have a W-2 job. So I'm doing about 3 leads a day. I have 3 days left and a lot to go. Same thing here. So I'm a little bit behind and I need to kick it in gear. And it shows me, how am I doing so far this week? Obviously, this is not good for me. I need to move forward. Also shows me my recent activity and any follow-ups I've scheduled for myself in the next 30 days to look at. The other part about this accountability is on a lead, you can't schedule follow-ups. You'll get emailed to say, hey, these are the follow-ups for this week. These are the follow-ups tomorrow. And these are the follow-ups today to go talk to. Speaking of that, let's look at our leads heads up. So this is kind of the heads up area for these leads that I've entered. And you'll notice that they have a status area right here. And the status is how we filter the signal from the noise. So investors like to focus on signal. Those are the good leads that can become deals. The noise, we like to filter those out. And so if you look, we have unqualified and not a fit. Those are deals that just don't pencil. They always start off in needs review. And qualified means you've done a good job of qualifying it and maybe you should go to a buyer. One of the things that you can notice also are these icons that are here. You can go into edit the lead and you can say, well, this is a lead that I'm bird dogging for a buyer. It's a long-term park. It's got upside potential. This one's a creative deal. It's in a destination location by water, like an ocean or a lake or a nice stream. It's an off-market deal. And these help you just quickly know. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, do you have a park that's by a destination? You can come here to the types and say, destination. Why, yes, I do. And does it also have water? Why, yes, I have some in water. And so it's a way for you, another quick way to find those things. There are a lot of ways to look at this. We can also say, just show me the things I need to review because I need to get to work reviewing these parks. Or the top priority, these are things that I really need to get to a buyer and turn this into a deal. Now, the next thing is, once you have gone through this deal, let's just look at it real quick. We're going to go inside to when you do the deal, the lead. Sorry, it's still a lead. We enter the information, how many sites it has, its occupancy. We enter where it lives. These are the icons that we talked about. We showed you a second ago. How many acres, some upside notes. Now, we talked about does this deal pencil and how to know very quickly. This is one way to do it. So in here, you just enter in the asking price and enter in the net operating income. You can play around with the down payment and the interest rate and see kind of quickly, does this pencil? So let's say it's a 20% down payment. That'll change, and you'll see the numbers change. If you don't know what DCR is, you can click here, and it'll give you a nice rundown of that. Or maybe you don't know what NOI is. It'll help you with that. Everything has tooltips in here to help you understand what they mean, just about everything. Some of them things are self-explanatory. Yeah, it's a pretty big expense ratio. I was playing around. Let's fix that. Now, for the BuyBox area, this is really cool. Let's say you're doing RV park. This is an RV park lead. All you have to do is come in here and start checking off the things that this park has that you know about. It's got full hookups, back-end sites, restrooms, laundry facilities, etc. It's really simple. Just check them off that you know about. And this is when you're talking to a broker as well. This allows you to ask questions without having to seem like you're too knowledgeable. So if you're knowledgeable of this, you actually sound kind of smart. Hey, does it have a store, firewood sales, ice sales? What are the revenue streams that it has? Does it have high-speed internet, phone service, etc.? So let's say that you've set all this up. The cool thing about DealStory is you can either shop this against your own buyers that you've set up in DealStory for yourself in your login area, or you can shop it against buyers that are on the DealStory network. So for instance, we'll click the BuyBox button, and you'll see we're going to check our local sources and the DealStory network. And it says 2 people actually matched. Their buy boxes matched this particular lead Pace's BuyBox and this test buyer. And you'll notice that their match percentage is actually lower than Lizanne's. So we'll take a look at both. So you can click on analysis and it'll tell you why did it match their BuyBox. And it gives a bird dogger recommendation. It also gives an investor recommendation. Now, some people just like to see the narrative and other people really like the numbers. So you can click full analysis to say, well, we made 85% of the buyer's must-haves. So doesn't it need to be 100? Not necessarily. The buyers can set up tolerances in their buy boxes to say, well, I'll take something that's up to $3.5 million because I can negotiate that down. Like maybe they would take $4.5 million and feel good. Depends on how they set up their buy box. And if we're looking at Lizanne, for instance, we come here and it says, hey, this actually is, you got 100% of the must-haves, but your preferred threshold, you're not quite there yet. And it even says over here, you only have 14 of 26 here. So what does that mean as a bird dogger? Sorry, someone that's qualifying a lead. Just come in and down, look at the preferred that they have set up in their buy box and like, well, did they have a dog park? I should check it if they did. Do they have walking trails nearby or parks nearby? Do they have strong reviews? Do they have multiple streams? And this might end up qualifying for the buyer's buy box. If this is a network buyer, you can actually shop it on the network and negotiate with across the DealStory network. And then the cool thing is that once a deal is either closed or maybe becomes a dead deal or a past deal, you can review each other. So you can actually go here and the buyer can review the bird dog and the bird dog can review the buyer. So it becomes a complete trust system that if you have 3 people you're looking at, you might take the one that has a lot of great reviews. So looking back in the deal area itself, you know, the thing that sets you apart as someone who's qualifying leads is not just sending a Craigslist link to your buyer. The thing that sets you apart is the due diligence you do. So what we have is, I call it a dig report since we call this bird dogging, and it allows you to come add reports like what's the competition like? Are there any seller notes, anything you know about the seller? What's the market like or the operations? You can also put in property pictures in here so the people can look at it. And honestly, investors don't like looking at all this stuff. They really don't. But they do like looking at what we call lead facts, which is like a Carfax. And so if you click on lead facts, it's running through AI right now to generate this, but it gives a nice narrative. It's very easy for the investor or the buyer to look at. It shows the cap, the occupied, you know, what's good about this. They can click around and look at the different videos, and then they can come down and actually look at some of the interesting other stuff that's here. And they can also look at the buy box matching stuff as well. But this is the lead facts report, guys. And then there's AI analysis, and this is going to take a while, too long for the video. It takes about anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, and it'll do a pretty deep dive to help you learn more about this park and also surface questions that you could be asking maybe the broker, the seller, or whoever about the park to learn more. And so that's staying accountable to leads and creating volume and quickly penciling leads very quickly. You can just get them entered super quick, go review them later, pencil, make sure they pencil really quick, and then to do the quick what if underwriting. But you can also do basic underwriting. These are just the numbers that were entered in the lead, and it comes down and does a very quick what's called a P&L or a pro forma of what it looks like. And then you can see if it's going up, well, why is it going up? And it gives you an analysis. Why is this going up? Now, I'm not going to get into the advanced underwriting right now. The people that do underwriting love this, and the people that are learning underwriting also love it. That'll be in another video because this is getting pretty long. See ya.